I'm listening to Waitress. Probably gonna sing that next, actually. So, what baking can do. I love that song. I love Waitress. Really. I really love the music from it. Anyways, yeah, this is a story time, not a song. The next time I'm doing is probably what baking can do. And I can't talk now because I hurt my voice trying to belt it. Yeah, this has otters on it. Anyways, the story happened last night when I went to see Macbeth. And it's not that funny. And the title is really clickbaity. But the person this is about told me to call the video this. So, it's like 2 o'clock and I'm just eating lunch. Because I ate ice cream for breakfast. So. This whole video is not just going to be me eating lunch and drinking orange juice out of this cup. So, the characters in the story, there's 4 of them, and me, so technically 5, so, I'm changing everyone's names, so, the 2 main characters, I'm going to call Sherman and Luigi, and the story has nothing to do with Mario, by the way, and then, I need to call the other 2, Roger and Penny, so, this story happened last night when I went to see Macbeth with my friend Sherman. And this production of Macbeth was in the middle of the woods. And it was at this waterfall. And there was like a 15-minute hike from the road to get to this waterfall. So, that's the setup for you. So, 15 minutes. The show started at 8. And it's long, so. And the 2 characters in the story, called Luigi and Roger, there's some backstory to them. So basically, Roger, he's one of my really good friends, and I met him on my birthday when he was in a production of Grease at the place that did Macbeth. And he's in Macbeth, so I wanted to go see it because I wanted to see him in it, and I wanted to see him again. And Luigi is in a production of Robin Hood at this place right now, and that's how I met him, is at that show, and we're really good friends too. So, that's the context of this, and now, where a little bit of the story begins. So, the show ends at like 10, a little after 10, maybe, and so I told my friend Sherman, I was like, grab all your stuff, and let's hurry down there so I can get everyone to sign this. And I had a copy of the book of Macbeth that I want everyone to sign. So I was getting everyone to sign it, and it was really late. And I went to go talk to Roger, and I looked at Sherman and I realized that I forgot to text my mom. We went to see this by ourselves. My mom took us and dropped us off. And she wanted us to text her when we were done. And I was like, oh crap, I forgot to text my mom. So I texted my mom right as we were about to talk to Roger. I talked to Roger, and then it was getting really late, and Sherman was like, do you really have to stay? I was gonna wait and get Lady Macbeth to sign my book, and she was talking to some people she knew, and so Sherman was like, do you really want to wait and get her to sign this? It's getting really late, and I think we should go back. And Roger was talking with some people that had been in Greece with him, and I was like, I want to get her to sign this, because I want to see if Roger will walk back with us. It's really dark, and I don't want to walk through the woods alone. So I went to go get Lady Macbeth to sign my book, and I told Sherman, I was like, listen, if he gets ready to go, ask him if he'll walk back with us, and then come get me. So I get Lady Macbeth to sign the book, I go back over to Sherman, and Roger's still talking. And he's like, we need to go. So I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and when I come back, we'll make a decision. Well, while he was using the bathroom, Roger and everyone walk off. And I'm like, well, that's great. I just completely skipped one of the characters in this, but she's she's not that important to this part of the story anyways. She was in here because she was like, why are you guys still here? And I was like, we want to see if he'll walk back to us. Anyways, it's not important. So, everyone that I wanted to walk back with is gone. And so Sherman comes back, and he's like, and I'm like, okay, so let's go, I guess. So we start walking through the woods, and it's dark. Completely dark. And so we both he turns on his phone flashlight. I downloaded a flashlight, turned that on. And then we get to this path that goes two different ways. And he's like, which way did we come from? And I'm like, it was this way. So we start walking up this way. And he goes, it's not this way. There's no torches along the path. This is important. There were torches along the path that were supposed to light the way when everyone was going back. And as we were walking up to where we got to these two different paths, someone is walking back from turning all the torches off. So there's no light whatsoever. It's completely dark. And we're like, crap. So we get a few feet up this path. And then I was like, you're right. It's the other way. Let's turn around. So we go back. And then he's like, so it's this way, right? Points at the other path. And then I look over to his side. And I'm like, hey, Lady Macbeth's right here. Let's just ask her. So she hears us, and she's like, oh, did they turn all the lights off? And we're like, yeah, they did. And she looks up, and Luigi is coming up towards us, and she was like, they didn't make it out before the lights were turned off. And he was like, oh, it's cool, I'll go back with them. And I was like, you saved us. And I was so glad that it was him especially, because I'm really good friends with him. So that's really pretty much it, is we kind of got lost. Well, I forgot, this is important. Right before I went to talk to Roger, my mom texted me and said, don't get lost in the woods when y'all come back. Well, we got lost in the woods. So we're walking through the woods, and I keep saying, like, I'm so glad that he was there. And I told Sherman, I was like, I want to walk back with someone. And he didn't think we needed to, but we got lost. So, and yeah, Luigi was telling us, he was being funny, and he was like, yeah, I got you guys. I've never been scared in these woods, except for last night. And, it was really quiet except for us talking. And it was mostly me talking, and I talked the whole way back. And there was just, like, animals. Like, there's a lot of frogs. And he was like, yeah, I've never been scared of these woods except for last night. It was my turn to turn all the torches off, and it was dark. And I thought, this is the day I die. And we were laughing at him. And he was being funny. And he was just really nice. And I'm really glad that when we got lost in the woods, it was him who found us. And once we were almost back to the road, I was like, this would make a really fun and clickbaity YouTube video. And we were all like throwing out titles for it, and he actually suggested this title. So but yeah, we got out of the woods and got up to the road, and my mom was like, are y'all like, well, I asked my mom where she was, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, when my mom drove up to where we were, I was like, I can't see you, so you're gonna have to either tell me very specifically where you're parked. And she drove up there to where we were standing, and she drove up there. Luigi, I have like notes for what I need to talk about over here, and it has his real name on it. But so as my mom drove up there, I gave him a hug, and he walked past us, and I was like, Mom, we did get lost, and he saved us. And he never met my mom before, because every time I've seen something with him, it had been either with my cousin, it had been with at least one of my cousins, and he was like, yep, good night. So yeah, this wasn't exciting. Probably this is my first video that's not a song cover. Should probably ridiculous song covers. I'm not good at telling stories. Like, but yeah, hopefully this was sort of entertaining. I just want to be like all my favorite storytime YouTubers. And I'll probably tag some of them in the description. I love storytime YouTubers so much. Anyways, I'm gonna post this video. I'm gonna eat my chicken nuggets, and they're dinosaur chicken nuggets, and probably cover a song from Waitress or something. So, long story short, don't get lost in the woods. And hope one of your friends is there in case you do get lost in the woods. So.